gathering through the olive tree, gathering of poetry, music and solidarity for Palestine. I'd like to begin with gratitude to everyone here, to Ustora for giving us this beautiful space to gather. I'd like to express our gratitude to our ancestors and their stories, their songs, their words, to all the people and all the beings that made it possible for us to be here today. And I'd like to express gratitude to the land where we gather today. So let's take a moment to pause and honor the land beneath our feet. We gather today on the treaty lands of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation and on the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee, Huron-Wendat, and Anishinaabe peoples, nations with deep, enduring relationships to this land, past, present, and future. May our gathering honor the ancestors and future generations, and may it deepen our awareness of the struggles for land, life, and liberation here and everywhere. I'd like to invite us now to fully arrive here in this present moment. A teacher of mine, Amit Safi, said, "Wherever you are, sanctify that place with the presence of your heart." When we bring our full presence to a place, we make it more sacred and more beautiful. So let's take a few deep breaths together, with each breath allowing ourselves to arrive back into our bodies more deeper into this present moment. So if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes and I'll just play the drum and we'll just take a few minutes to just really arrive. I'll just quickly go over the event flow and what to expect today. So, my friend Alicia and mentor is going to be sharing with us a little bit about the book, Free the Olive Tree. And we'll have some poetry readings from the book. And after that, we'll have an open mic segment where we'll invite you all, and please don't be shy, invite you all, whoever feels comfortable in coming up and sharing a song, a poem, a prayer, whatever you feel from your heart. And then after that, we'll do a short writing exercise guided by Alicia. And we'll do a sharing circle. And then we'll have a closing prayer. And again, thank you so much to Ustora for giving us the space. And please do support their business. They give us the space for free. So please do support their business by ordering a coffee, or they have some really delicious looking pastries at the back. So yeah, please feel free to do that. So yeah, I'll just introduce Alicia. Alicia is a dear friend and mentor. She's a poet, mystic, founder of Divaan E Ishq. She's published many books and helped and guided many women poets like me, or wannabe poets, and she's guided them in publishing and birthing their books. And she's published Free the Olive Tree. And I'd like to invite Alicia to come and share a little bit about the book with us.
Greetings of peace, salam alaikum. Peace to everybody here, and it's lovely to see everyone's faces and smiles and the unspoken that is felt. I don't usually prepare, so I'm just gonna use the mic. Yeah. I don't usually prepare when I speak, so let me just go with whatever is coming in my heart. The focus here for me to be here is to be part of this beautiful event in collaboration with my beautiful friend and equally mentor, Medina. I've known her for a number of years, and we've done various projects together, and a lot of interesting birthing projects that are created. Before October 7, I would just like to say that I used to have a mentor. Among my many mentors, there was a mentor by the name of Zalman. I don't know if anyone's heard of him, but he's a Jewish mystic. And he's passed on. And his teachings were very profound because he dedicated his life to Ben Ibrahim, the children of Abraham. And he believed that we are all united, all of us as a human family, but he made special effort to make sure that the children of Abraham, our brothers and sisters in Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, would be united under this umbrella of unity, as Abraham as the great-grandfather of the monotheistic traditions. So what he would do as a teacher, a guide, a rabbi, he would unite, the mystics of these traditions, the spiritualists, in a space, and there would be talks of unity from the scriptures, from the heart. There would be poetry, there would be music, there would be movement. And that was quite profound, because when I came to learn about his work, I was very much in awe that, through the medium of creativity, all sort of dualities were put aside and we all came together in heart. He passed away. I never got to meet him, but I was in touch with, certain members of his family, and suddenly he came in a dream, and this was the night before the October 7th situation. The least I could express it as. So he came, and he was in a boat. We were in a boat, and it was sort of like a Niagara Falls sort of setting, and there was water flowing, and I don't even remember what we were doing in there, but we were there, and then when I woke up the next day, I came to know what happened. And fast forward, we had a group of creative women who were, always tapping into the collective consciousness, and we were, as a habit, expressing our emotion, because that was our go-to therapy for ourselves, and just sort of regulating our emotions through safe spaces where we could express. So, we all thought equally that, hey, there's so much poetry coming forth in this space on Palestine, on Gaza, on what's happening. Why not take it, a notch up and do something like action-worthy towards what we're feeling? Rather than just feeling, let's just do something about it, because then, we could be equally just bystanders. And we didn't want to be in that sort of category of people, so we said, we're creative, why don't we do this? So we basically put out a poetry call, a call for all poets globally. Women were our target, but equally we did allow men to participate, so there are men who are included, or males who are included in this book, albeit less. And we have a collection of I think, over 100 plus poems from individuals globally, from all traditions and all countries and so forth. So, you know, the intention here was that once we have it published through my publishing house called Divaan E Ishq, we would make sure that 100% of the proceeds go to Palestine. So we were working with MATW and various other organizations on the ground who we knew were confirmed in terms of being able to access the aid and hand it over in whatever means. So this is why we're here today, once again. But more than, you know, the funds or anything else, it was just about creating impact through this means that was the pride of the Arabs, poetry. Poetry is basically a common denominator in all world traditions. It is the language of the heart. It is the language of the soul. It is something that we can unify in because it's that language that goes beyond and it transcends beyond all differences. And so, yes, so that's what happened. We have Free the Olive Tree. The cover is by a beautiful artist. I just can't remember her name, but she's Palestinian, and she gave us the cover. And we hope that we could even get the art sold through Ustora. And yeah, so that's why we're here today.
There is one other thing I want to say. It's the season for cutting the olives from the olive tree. It's now just started, usually beginning of October until the end of November. They start picking olives out of the olive tree.
Amazing.
This is the season. Every year.
Yes. Sort of randomly bookmarked a few. We're not going to bore you all with excessive reading, so I'm just going to maybe read maximum 3, and I'll do it so randomly that it won't be like, you know, there's no bias. If I have a special friend, I'll read hers. I'll just see whatever comes up. Oh, okay. So we have a poem by Louisa, who lives in Finland. And this is called Roses and Suckings. We are all on the brink of madness, feeling helpless, equally selfish, protecting our own interests, me in my palace, where I wish I could house homeless children and feed them roses and suckings. But of what use would that be when they want their homes, their mothers to feed them, their beds to lay in, not some stranger savior? The issue lies deeper. My helping is feeble. Is there a grain of hate left in me? How do I then expect the world to be? My own greed manifested, concentrated and broadcasted. The turntables turn. The persecuted ones become the persecutors. This is how the energy moves across the chessboard of the world. Perhaps I am the cause of all the evil in the world at root cause level, so it must be. It must all start with me. Oh, this one is mine. Collective pulse. Can we check through our heart to feel the collective pulse? We can. What if some feel more than the other? What if our emotions are muted amidst screams? What if in sorrow we feel joy? What if all we hear are cries? What if every hal is part of the collective? What if every beat is only one beat? What if every child's cries is everyone's cries? What if every laughter is our own? What if every laughter is our own? What if every sensation of pain was everyone's pain? What if we started to feel all outside us as our own? What if Palestine, what if Gaza, was the greatest unifier for humanity? What if Gaza, what if was the greatest unifier for humanity? To be awakened to our own humanity, as one body. Okay, we have the last one I'll read right now, and it's just in sync with what you said. It's called The Weeping Olive Tree. The Weeping Olive Tree. And this is by Al-Farsi, who's in France. He was among the few males that had submitted his poems. Your cries reached me, O my beloved symbol of peace. You who once shone brightly by your majesty and your bliss, here are you mutilated by ferocity. Here you are mutilated by ferocity of those who never loved you and who, guided by infamy, want to eradicate you, willingly or in spite of your will. These same people who once used you for their ideas, who once have caused only loss and chaos. Oh my beloved, the tears of my heart keep flowing for you day and night, because you have suffered the worst atrocities for so many years, but know that you have been glorified in the well-kept writings, and that your destiny is not linked to space and time, but protected by raised by the one with whom it all began, who is and will remain the King of Kings, who will watch over you forever, because living in all eternity.
Thank you, Risha. I'll invite Maha, if you're ready. Would you like to read?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dr. Risha, I didn't prepare. Try to stay in my heart and speak from it. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي امري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه وسلم. I just hope my intention on I would invite all of you to follow, and maybe all embody the light of the first light. I just want to share a little bit before I read my poem about where it came from, and deciding what to wear today was a struggle. So I'm originally from Kashmir, and of course I have my traditional Kashmiri wear. And then my daughter asked me a question. She's like, why are you reading a poem about Kashmir and Palestine at that? So I decided to dress Palestinian because my poem speaks about Kashmir. As as much as I could. So, I didn't have any dreams before October 7th, but since then, the last 2 years have felt like a nightmare. I've struggled deeply with internalizing and externalizing the pain of everything that we have all witnessed in a way that seems impossible and unimaginable and beyond what is within the human capacity. And yet Allah tells us, La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wusaha, right? So there's this divine promise and divine trust that we are called to. But for the first 3 months, I was curled up in a ball, with my phone, watching, crying, taking out of my kids, aggressive. Like there was these moments of like aggression in me where I was lashing out at my loved ones because I just could not bear what I was seeing. And subhanAllah, with time, that me became like them. And just looking at them and trying to recognize, and I kept feeling it in my womb, for those of you who connect and relate. It was like a visceral feeling in my womb. And I was like, what is this? Like, my husband was saying, he was like, can you stop watching my brothers visiting from out of town? It's only a few days, it's my birthday. Can you be with us? Can you be present? And I couldn't. I couldn't get past this physical feeling in my body until there was an invitation to contribute poetry. And I took a pen and a paper and I sat down and I wrote. And this is what came out. I'd like to share it with you. Perhaps it translates better in the past than it does in the present. Bismillah. It's called I Belong. My soul longed to belong. Kashmir, I prayed, in you my soul would come to rest. Until I asked myself, how can I belong to a place I've never been? How can I belong to a place I've never seen? How can I long for the smell of the earth I've never smelled? How can I long to hear a language I've never spelled? How can I belong to a place I never left? All my knowing of you veiled beneath the pain of generations bereft. I remember life and land were taken. We were dispossessed. For home and hope of return I wept. Now my soul only longs to belong in gardens of eternity. Endless peace, tranquility, serenity. Allah, to you I belong, and to you is my return.
I'll read out a poem I wrote titled Tree of Life. There's a silver cord that connects your heart to mine. I've seen it. It grows out of my heart, and as you follow it, you'll see it extend out in a million branches like a tree, both upward and down, and at the same time all around. And if you keep following it, you'll see the branches eventually merge back into one cord that connects deep into your heart. This connection is so expansive, it's like the entire universe is held between our two hearts. You might even feel it when you sit across a beloved friend, or see it in their eyes, but there's more. There are more hearts also connected to ours, all connected as one. Do you see how deeply we're all related? There is no up or down in this web of love, no hierarchies. All of life is equally sacred and interconnected. This is my dream and prayer, for us to know the truth of our oneness and to live in its constant remembrance. For all of life to be respected as sacred, for there to be empathy and love, honest
mystery and truth, forgiveness, beloved friend, I am you and you are me. Your pain is my pain. Your freedom is my freedom. Your joy is my joy. Let us sit close now and remember.
Yeah, we'll open the mic up now for people. I think a few people have signed up to share, so if anyone is courageous enough to be the first to step up. Yes, okay, please come.
Although I'm not so good, but I'm trying to.
There's no problem. Just
My father and my mother were both Palestinian, and I was born in Kuwait. I have never been to Palestine. I have never been to Palestine. All what I know of Palestine, what I heard from my dad. I used to go to Jerusalem so many times, but I don't know. I never was expecting there's so much attachment that I will have later after my father and mother passed away. You know, I used to go to the UNRWA schools in Jordan to visit my cousin. She was a teacher. And all the young generation said, I'm going to visit my grandma in Palestine. And I was surprised. What are they saying? You know, we never have this feeling, but they always, these young people, they always say, we're going to Palestine. Later on now, after 60 years, 50 years, whatever, I still remembering all these days and the good days we were listening to our dad and how he was talking about Palestine, how they want to go back. They still have hope, and the hope is going on. I wish they are still living and seeing what's going on, because what's going on is really very, very, very huge and proud. Everybody is now in that. So that's what I'm going to say. I wish I knew more. I wish I was listening to more stories, but I think I have enough memories to remember for all my life and to pass it to my grandchildren. So thank you all. Thank you, Itab and Rania, for making this easy, and we hope to this to be continued always.
I'd like to welcome Naima, my friend, who's going to share a poem, I think.
Assalamu alaikum. I wrote this poem for the children of Gaza. As a mom of three, obviously, I was haunted by, or I am still haunted by, the pain, and I ended up writing something, so I will share that with you guys today. Creamy soft is the wind dancing on their skin. Effulgent warm butter sunlight coats the air they breathe. Their hair sways unison to their graceful rhythmical sprint through beguiling fields of gentle Yorkshire fog, cassetting their knees as they glide through majestic gardens of apparitional aura. The smell of sweet honeysuckles enthralls their senses. Their breath plum sweet, they salivate in delight, emanating a satiety of unfounded metaphysical theories. Their consciousness conquered by their aromas turn flavors their tongues, awarding them with no exertion. The sound of grace humming in the distance, vibrating off leucistic wings, filling the sky in pure celestial vision, while stroking the chords of exaltation. Their heartstrings play amber gold notes, painting their tiny auras in aureate rapture, levitating their bodies in sound waves. Now you might think they're in heaven, glorified in the midst of the afterlife, but they're not. They're conceived in the outcries of our yearning for justice and peace, conjured by our inner child's desires to keep hope alive. Their tears flood into the ink of my pen, spilling out words with each contraction and stroke I put to paper, absorbing their thoughts, their pain, their racing heartbeats riding their brainwaves on lonely nights without street lights, nor passerbyers to lend them a hand. They're the elation, the light and promise this reality can't handle. In this world that kills the dreams of the dreamers shackled by depravity, their fears drench my pages and gush through my fingers, an oceanic desolation that I dive into, hoping to save them, to lend them a hand. Yet I can't reach their fingertips, although I keep trying. They're not meant for this world, so I keep them close, safe in a treasure box of ink and paper, where I do them justice and share their stories. They're not for this world.
Thank you so much, Naima. I think we have one more. Aisha?
So I used to do spoken word poetry years ago, and then I kind of stopped. But my sister wanted me to share a piece, so I'm going to do it today. So this piece, it's called Chocolate Pearl. It's based on the experiences of a story that a friend told me. I'll give you a little snippet of it. Basically, she's Caucasian, she had a daughter. She was married to a Tanzanian, East African man, had a daughter with him. And then a few years later, she got remarried, she got divorced, and then got remarried to a Caucasian man and had a daughter with him. So it's based on, you'll hear it. I'm just trying to give you a little glimpse. Okay. Biracial child, Caucasian mother, African father. Always wondered why and pondered why her complexion didn't meet the standards of her mother's. Neither her father's. Sometimes she wouldn't even bother. But one day when she arrived at the hospital awaiting her new sister's arrival, she asked her mama, "She's white, isn't she? Not like me, not ebony. Why, mama, why can't I be like you too?" She'd often say, surprised and dismayed, feeling isolated. She contemplated, trying to figure out why she had more melanin, the pigments that account for the color of one's skin. She was a milky brown, like coffee mixed in with milk, but her complexion, it would always shine like extraordinary silk. Hair mocha brown, frizzy braided tied back, eyes bright and wide, skin the lightest shade of black. Hopped on the bus one day with her mama. Seen a child fast asleep on the window glass, but not just any little girl. She was dark-skinned with a face that glowed like pearls, so she looked to her mama and said, "Mama, look, my little chocolate girl is asleep." That made mama smile. That statement was worth the while. Baby girl knew there was nothing wrong with being darker than her mama. That's what made her special. But sometimes while strolling through the malls in Egypt,
Strangers would stop and stare, asking Mama, why are you so pretty and your daughter isn't? Mama ignored rude statements like that, but every now and then tears would stream down her cheeks. But looking at her daughter, she'd smile throughout the weeks, admiring the strength that flowed through her. How hard it was for a little girl to realize she was a different shade, but how cool it was for other elders not to look past that and downgrade. But Mama always tells baby girl she's beautiful. With a smile so bright, an amazing rare sight, she'd be like, baby, some folks want to look like you. That's why they go tanning. Then she'd smile with relief, finally realizing she was a treat. So sweet, my little chocolate pearl.
That was beautiful. Yeah, I'm glad your friend encouraged you. I'm glad you're starting, I don't know how you pause in poetry.
It's like I remember
You just pause in life?
Oh, I think I just got busy, I lost, it used to just come so naturally.
Yeah.
Writing. And then at a point, I just felt like I had to sit and think really hard to do it, so I just kind of forgot about it. And I forgot it. I was a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and I'm a small business, and I work full-time, so I don't know, I need to make time for it.
It will come back soon.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, the moment of the block, the writer block.
Yeah.
So it will come one
It'll
day.
come back, yeah.
Would anyone else like to come share? Any thoughts, prayers, poems?
Yeah, I'd like to see.
Alicia's father has a lot of wisdom to share. You have to let him know there's a time limit. Time limit.
For the last 3 decades, I've never sat down and recited anything. And what I'd like to say is, I would like to reiterate that you said how much you had love for Palestine.
Although I've never been there.
You see, there are 2 things the entire world is missing. One is this gentle olive. See, olive has been recited in all the edicts which came prior to the Quran. Now, I'm not going to sort of start showing that I know a little bit of Arabic, but the word is wateen.
But then you would say too.
Thank you. I just didn't want to say that, I was proficient in Arabic, which I am.
Yes, we understand.
And the other thing is, what is lacking and what is missed by the entire world are these little tangerines and the oranges. Because both the tangerines and the oranges were picked by both the Jews and both the Arabs in the same place, which is not happening today. I'm not being emotional about it, because that's fact of life. But the oranges came with a protection, because at that time people were traveling, and the olive tree was always there. The olive tree always showed love. Astoria shows love here. This particular place is like an olive tree. It is so beautiful. Been here about over 5 decades, and I've never seen something like this so beautifully depicted regarding this little olive, the olive tree. And I think I may have given something to Alicia, and her friends could have taken this as a mentorship from her when she was little. And for some reason I called her Alicia. It is very gentle. And that gentleness is against to the olive. Because olive, you go to the subway, you go to any place, even the American place called Churches. I was very surprised. They've got olive sandwiches. So writing poetry on something which is so beloved to everyone, and it is an honor to be here amongst all those who love something. And there are so many bottles of water, so I have to recite what Maulana Jalaluddin said. Jalaluddin Rumi said, love, which we all have here, is like a glass of water. Drink it all with your heart and soul. And tonight, go and buy some olives to give that love with the water. I thank you very much. Thank you.
So much. Is there anyone else who would like to share?
Thank you, Grandpa, and thanks, Mom, for having me here as well today. I just flew in from Switzerland, and I was having breakfast with Elio. Elio is a Jewish Sicilian, and I have Sicilian blood as well. So I went to learn from him about what we are told about the Italians down in the south, that they're all mafia. And so in our breakfast meeting, I asked him one question. And the question I asked him made me understand why we are all here on earth. He was able to answer my question when he saw that his wife chose to go to the bathroom. And I looked at him and I said, well, before I could even ask him the question, he looked into my eyes and he said, my heart does not know anything of hate. Now, keep in mind, me as a young traveler, I perceive him to be maybe the dawn of all the mafia. And my journey was propelled because there is a wise woman that I learned from, and she taught me a very powerful quote that I'm sure we've all heard of. And that quote, something goes by the sound of, all is fair in love and war. And I had a hard time digesting that myself, because when you're in love, if we here can admit that at one point in our journey where we've all tasted a flavor of love, that journey of loving kills you for the sake of the kiss that you want to give. And so I was so propelled by this force that it made me go all the way to Italy, thinking I'm going to go to Sicily, but the train took me to Switzerland instead. And on that moment of meeting him, I looked him in the eyes and I said, have you ever experienced the state of killing another human being? As if it's like an art project, you know? Have you experienced painting with red? And he looked at me and he said, no, not me. And so the irony of the experience I had in that moment, it made me realize why it's all fair in love and war. Because when you're in that state of pain, you have no logic. The love rules your heart. So I ask myself this question: is it the love of the beloved that makes us splash the world with the red paint? Thank you.
Do you mind if I talk a bit? Okay. I want to tell you something. We came from a seaside city, yeah. My grandfather, he used to grow an orchard of oranges and lemon. So we're always in that side. And my father, when he came to Jordan, he used to grow the olives. The olives was so precious that 60 years ago, 65 years ago, when I was maybe 5, yes, when you used to go to England, you always go to the pharmacy to buy olive oil. It was not as much as it is now. So we are happy that it's spreading, but we will not forget, of course, Jaffa and see, we are actually both very proud of these two products, oranges and the olives. And unfortunately, or not unfortunately, luckily enough, they all have the same alphabet, O. It's a big O. So we are proud of this O.
Subhanallah.
Okay, so what we're going to have at this point of our program, which is almost coming to an end, is a very gentle writing exercise, okay? This will be poetry, and right now maybe some of us may be thinking, well, you know, I'm not sure how to write poetry, but I would choose to disagree on that, because as a person who's been facilitating poetry writing, I'd like to deconstruct it as something that every single human being, child or adult, is capable of writing or expressing, and that is because poetry technically is the language of the heart. It is emotion on paper. That's all it is. So since we all can feel, and I'm sure all of us have the capacity to write, right, or even type, technically it is an attempt to capture emotion, our own emotion, on a medium. That's what it is. So is there anyone who thinks that after knowing this basic fact that they are not capable of writing? Pretty simple, right? So that's what we're going to do today. Do we have, do we need this? Do you have, So we're going to have some paper going around and some pens.
Writing.
Can you put it there? Tell it to come sit with us. Yeah.
I'm gonna write it.
You heard what I said.
Everyone have paper.
I have the whole book.
Okay. And we have some pens here if anyone wants.
I'll take a paper.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, okay. What is it that we have to do now?
Your daughter will tell her, she'll tell you.
You have a pen?
There's some extra pens on this table.
Here. Use it.
So typically we would say that poetry is not an activity of the mind, right? It's an activity of the heart, and it should come very spontaneously and without sort of any timelines. But today that won't be possible because we're here and we just can't keep it open-ended, so we're just facilitating something that requires a bit of structure. So I'll be giving a prompt, and this will hopefully facilitate the writing process. And what we're actually going to be doing is, in Arabic, we call state hal. That's why when, people meet one another, they say kif halik, kayf al-hal. What is the state of your heart? This is the concern, right? This is our concern with one another. So this is such a beautiful tradition to ask, how is your hal? How is your state? And it's a deep question. So maybe what we want to do is place our right hand on our heart. And we can ask ourselves internally, quietly, to our hearts, how are you today? Okay? How are you feeling? I will give a small prompt, a visual that may help. So you may want to all close your eyes while listening to this, and then when I stop, you can go ahead and write. What I want you to keep in mind is that when you're writing, avoid overthinking, and all you're going to be doing is placing your emotions based on the prompt on paper without trying to logify it, without judging it, without obstructing it with, mental edits. You just want to keep it raw and organic, unadulterated in your emotions. So our focus is to place emotion on paper, and we don't want to judge what we're writing, okay, at all. This is what we're going to be trying to do. So let us close our eyes. Many of us know that there are many who have taken the seas, people like you and I, and they've made it, some of them to the shores of Gaza, while others are on their way. But I would like to have you all, or have us all, imagine we are in our own homes, whatever that home is to us, and as we open the door of our home and step outside, there is no ship, there is no plane, there is no mode of transport. You are there right now in Gaza. What is it? What is the scene that you see? What are the sounds you hear? How do you feel? And within the landscape that you are scanning through your eyes, you notice one person among the rubble. And that person is what you would have to figure out. Is it an elderly? Is it a child? Is it a mother? Is it someone similar to your own age? Who is that person? And what sort of conversation would you have with that person? And that's what we're going to express on paper. We'll give it another minute and a half. I'm sure those who would like to write more can continue. But we will have to sort of pause for now. And we'd like to say that if anybody would like to share what they've written, then we would love to hear. I know, yes. Would you like to come up? Yeah. Sarah, you're next. As a child, I always remember being inspired by your poetry everywhere, all over the room.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So I'm not sure if I actually got the gist of exactly what he wanted from us, but I just wrote what came to my heart. So trying to be brave and try to express this. I hear a baby cry. Mommy, Mommy, where are you? Where are you? You promised me you'll keep me protected, to keep me guided. You promised me that if I needed you, you would answer my prayers. Mommy, Mommy, you are the greatest, the bravest. You've always been there. Where are you when I needed you? I'm crying. Where are you? I'm begging for you. Where are you? Please, Mommy, please, Allah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Floor is open for anyone else.
I don't want to be always me. No, let someone else come out.
Yeah, gonna go.
Then I will come. I will not spare you.
My answer to how is your state? Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. There is a deep anger bubbling up from the inequity, from children being killed, from people mocking with arrogance shielding their hearts. The anger tries to twist my blessings. The anger pushes and pulls. The root is a profound love for those being tested, for those who are seen as less than. My heart in turmoil. This dunya, the sweetness is gone.
Beautiful. Swan, you want to go?
Assalamu alaikum everyone. And thank you so much, Mania, for inviting me. Nice to be here today. This is what I would have likely said to that person. You have truth, you have patience, you have faith, you have actions. By the time you do not suffer, the humanity does. Why ask the fish to breathe in air? It already breathes enwrapped by the ocean. Ya Muhit.
Hello, everyone. My name's Sarah. I'm actually Alicia's cousin, and she invited me to come today, and it was so nice to see everyone basically share their experiences with how the war in Palestine has affected everyone and share their stories. For me, when Alicia gave this assignment for us to do, the thing that stood out for me the most was a picture that I saw probably about a year ago, and it's always stayed with me. It was a picture of a young boy. He must have been about 5 years old, and he was walking the streets of Gaza with a Superman cape. And the context behind that picture is this boy has seen more trauma than any adult would have ever seen in his life. And that's actually the first image that came into my mind when Alicia asked us to do this assignment of what, how to come up with a poem. And having that picture in mind of a young boy, about 5 years old, with a Superman cape, walking the streets of Gaza, is what inspired me to write this. Searching for a hero. The real hero is the little boy who is dressed up in a Superman cape, walking the streets of Gaza. He is a mesmerizing sight in all the devastation and ruin. He finds the hero inside him as he walks proudly. In a country where everyone is looking for a savior, he walks the streets with a godly spirit of hope.
It's not complete as most projects in my life, but I want to share instead of sharing. So it's called Phil Hall. May your heart rest in mercy. May your skin seep with love of the one who has honored you with life and this hall. The station you are en route to is one that cannot be surpassed.
Everyone, I just want to say thank you for this beautiful space, and also for everyone holding space for us to share our emotions. It just always fascinates me how one prompt can give every single person here a different vision, and that's how beautiful the mind is. So for me, the picture that came was someone's left hand under the rumble, and I perhaps maybe saw this picture and then I just put it in the back of my head, and then maybe it came up today and it deserved the light, so I wanted to share what came up. So when Alicia Auntie said figure out who that person is, and this is my response, I can't say who that person is, because if I were to give or label him with a gender, it might be wrong. And I want to do justice in my own way, because we can never really know who a person is. His or her body, his or her left hand. Is it his or her blood dripping and turning the concrete red? Who will remember this body? Only his loved one. But you know who else? Me. I am his loved one. The physical bodies may have been snatched away from us unfairly, but they can't take their souls away from us. Thank you.
I'll try not to get emotional.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Medina, for inviting us into this lovely space. I'm half Palestinian. My father was born in Nablus, Palestine in 1947. And the prompt you gave was about the rubble, but I want to remember what it's like to be in a home, a Palestinian home, which is full of hospitality. Growing up, we took guests treating Diyafa very seriously. It was almost more important than the clothes we wore, than the food we ate, was how we treated our guests. So that's what inspired this short poem. Teta. Teta means grandma in Arabic. Teta, are you dressed? Teta, the guests are coming. They might be here. Teta, should I wash and plate the fruits like you taught me? Should I pour the juice into the long stem glasses like you taught me? How many argilas should I prepare? Teta, do you like my dress? Teta, do you think they'll stay for dinner? Should I pour the zatul zayt into bowls and prepare the bread? Teta, can I play with the other children in the courtyard? Teta, will you fix my dress? Is it okay? Teta, why aren't you answering me? Teta, the guests are here. Why aren't you answering me?
I think she just answered.
She'd be really upset that I did that.
She lives on through the plants.
I will say something. Okay? First of all, I want to provide for my dad and my mom. How they makes us and keeps it going, the love for the oaths. So we say ole and parentheses. And always Teta, she was the main column in the house. In the contrary, nowadays, they don't. Some people, they said, no, they are old, they don't know, but they were the main people in any house in Palestine. Teta. Teta, she's always there. She do the good cooking. She teach us how to sew, how to act, not to raise our voice. All the moral was given by Teta. And the father has to go out, work, and the mother and the Teta is at the house. So we'll always remember Teta as a good person, although she's not Palestinian, she's a Lebanese. So Teta is the main figure in the house, always. I hope it will come back to this so that generation will know more morals than in our time. They think they don't know, but they know everything. They know everything. They are more smart than most of the people, although they don't have the degrees, some people they have nowadays. Nowadays they have degrees for these things, and without the degrees there is a generation that are very educated, morals, and everything. Thank you all. Remember my Teta, she's the main character for me. I was always her shadow. Yes, yeah.
So, I think this is kind of a continuation of the poem I wrote earlier, and I was kind of in that mindset of we're all one, and so I saw myself. I see myself sitting on a rock, with destruction all around me, yet I smile, a quiet, sad, knowing smile. What took you so long? Never mind, you are here now. Let us take a walk. Let me show you where my home used to be. This is it, where the olive trees once stood, and the orange tree. We don't have that many left, but here are some olive seeds. Plant them in a place it will be free. Plant them in your heart.
I'm glad you included the orange tree.
There's so much talk about the orange trees and the oranges, it kind of, yeah.
So, you know, because oranges grow.
They all used to pick together.
Yeah, they are all grown in the seaside, but the olives were grown in the mountains. So this is why.
I'm a scientist, I don't have scientific. Scientists have such hearts they make cries.
Come on. But they were picked by both.
Oh, of course. Everywhere.
Salam.
I'm here at the behest of a soul sister. And what she was saying to me just now was, aren't you going to share? And I said to her, I'm a scientist, scientists don't write poetry. And what's interesting is that I didn't write poetry, I made a diagram.
Of course.
And it's, I lost it now, it's in here somewhere. I put it away, because I was gonna. So I made a, so it's interesting, the thought pattern that went through my head with the prompt. And the thing that I've experienced over the last 2 years is a severe vacillation between hope and despair. And I'm generally an optimistic person, so thankfully the episodes of hope and despair are small and kind of limited. And the hope comes from Allah Ta'ala. And the knowledge that the people who have passed are in a better world. I'm a geriatrician, so death is not a stranger. And it doesn't, it's actually interesting because we're, the last 20 years, there's a part of me that's believed that I've almost become inured, like, it doesn't bother me anymore, to the point that when my grandparents passed away sequentially over the last 10, 15 years, I was just grateful that they weren't suffering anymore. And it was, I think, very difficult for my mother or my father, depending on which side it was, to actually understand why culturally I wasn't supremely upset. Because in Pakistan, you're supposed to be very upset when someone dies. So it's a weird experience to, on the one hand, believe that death doesn't bother you anymore, and the depths of the despair that I've experienced at times over the last 2 years, and then the hope in Allah Ta'ala. And in Urdu, you also say kya haal hai. That's also, it's the same exact phrase, it's just a different language because we borrow so heavily from Arabic. And the person who I taught was Uncle Khalid Zalman. Maybe because I spent so much time with older people, but also because his defining characteristic, regardless of what his hal was a smile on his face. And if I could have a conversation with him, I would ask him, how did you keep the smile on your face? What allowed you to maintain that? And what was the conversation you had once you had passed and you were in a better place? It would be so interesting to know what were those conversations. And then as a continuation of that, because I'm not a writer, there is a very old poem, well it's 100 years old nearly at this point, written by the Indian subcontinent's one of the greatest poet in my mind, Allama Iqbal, which is very interesting. And I'm going to read it and I'll read the translation, because I think that the Palestinian people, not only for Muslims, but for people of conscience, regardless of what they believe in, they epitomize what Allama Iqbal was trying to say in this poem. So this poem was written before the partition of India into India and Pakistan. because he died. He never saw our son. I'll read the Urdu first because I think it's more beautiful in Urdu, and then I'll read the translation. लब पे आती है दुआ बन के तमन्ना मेरी, जिंदगी शम्मा की सूरत को हो खुदाया मेरी, दूर दुनिया के मेरे दम से अंधेरा जाए हो जाए, हर जगह मेरे चमकने से उजाला हो जाए, हो मेरे दम से यूं ही मेरा वतन की जीनत, जिस तरह फूल से होती है चमन की जीनत। जिंदगी हो मेरे परवाने की सूरत या रब, इनके शम्मा से हो मुझे जो हो मोहब्बत या रब, हो मेरा काम गरीबों की हिम्मत करना, हिमायत करना, दरमंदों से ज़बीफ़ों से मोहब्बत करना, मेरे अल्लाह बुरा से बचाना मुझको, नेक जो रहा हो उस राह पे चलाना मुझको। I don't know how many of the audience understands Urdu, but the translation is, my longing comes to my lips as a supplication of mine. Oh God, may like a shining candle be this life of mine. May the darkness of this world disappear through this life of mine. May every place light up with the sparkling light of mine. May my homeland through me attain elegance. Just as the garden through flowers attains elegance, may my life be that of the moth, O Lord. May my love be for the beacon of knowledge, O Lord. May my life's way be to support the needy and to love the old and the grief-stricken. My God, protect me from the evil ways. Walk me through the paths that leads to virtue. And I think the Palestinians have, in a very secular world that seems to have lost its way, reignited virtue or the desire to chase virtue in a lot of very ordinary people. And may Allah bless them immensely. Thank you.
I almost did. Oh, yes, I believe that 100%.
Is there anyone else before we, would you like to share with anyone else?
I just wanted to give a summation within the particular gathering we have here. And it reminds me of a beautiful line. If you want, I can just give me that line, because I think I'm also starting to become too emotional in my age, and I just wanted to sort of give something here. Talking about Iqbal, Janab Hazrat Iqbal. It was a beautiful summation, it was a beautiful summation which this young lady gave. The way she presented it, at my age I felt like crying. But I heard it and I read it when I was young like her. I read Iqbal in and out. And he was just one of those beautiful poets. But to bring you back to all, with just what another most famous poet said, and this will make it as though we are sitting under the rain of love. And what Jalaluddin said, Janab Jalaluddin Rumi Rahmatullah alayhi said, love is just like a raindrop. Love is just like a raindrop. And when it drops on the stream and flows into the ocean, the entire ocean becomes a flood. And this is quite possible that the logic Palestinians today, because they are very brave people, very brave people, and they have established themselves with logic for what they are expecting and what has happened. So it's, whatever we do, I think we should all pray that this particular situation in Palestine dissipates like that drop of rain on the ocean and truly manifests itself to peace. Thank you. I didn't want to take so much time. Yeah.
I just want to say one thing. The name of God that represents love in the Arabic language is, I think, what the raindrop may be. And so I just feel like ending this moment, and because, you know, you're traveling tomorrow to your beloved. And so, Al-Wadud, the infinite source of love. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So we're going to close the gathering today with prayer, which Samaya and Fran are going to share with us.
So I'm just going to close off, as requested, with this beautiful poem that's written. It was written in the 70s by Divaan E Ishq IG, and it was during a time when there was a lot of war and political issues going on in Indonesia. And so he composed this beautiful poem, which is kind of like a prayer. If after we recite it in Arabic, we're going to have someone recite the English translation so everyone can understand, for those of you who don't know Arabic. But it's a beautiful prayer basically asking for the aid, the blessings, the healing from God, from Allah, for all the suffering that is going on in the world. So I changed like the ending of the lyrics so that it can be about the people of Palestine. So, yeah.
we just heard in Arabic. I'm going to be doing the translation in English so that we are just aware of what this prayer really means. Allah's blessing, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allah's blessings, Allah's peace be upon Taha, the messenger of Allah. Allah's blessing, Allah's peace be upon Yasin, the beloved of Allah. We have sought by means of Bismillah, through the guide, the messenger of Allah, and through all who strive in Allah's way by means of the people of Palestine, the family of the Prophet. Indeed, the entire earth, despite its vastness, feels constricted upon our hearts. So save us from this troublesome calamity for the sake of the people of Palestine, the family of the Prophet. We have come here asking for gentleness and an abundance of good and felicity. So expand and increase all the gifts you are granting by means of the people of Palestine, the family of the Prophet. Do not turn us back disappointed. Rather, allow us to achieve goodness. All possessor of honor and awe by means of the people of Palestine, the family of the Prophet. If you turn us away, who then shall we go to attain all our needs? O remover of all calamities by means of the people of Palestine, the family of the Prophet. My Lord, forgive and honor us by receiving our requests and rid us of evil for the sake of the people of Palestine, the family of the Prophet. So we're basically come to an end, but we still have one part left, and some of you may be inquiring as to how they can get the books. The books are at the back. We've got about 24. We've placed the price of the book at the wholesale price, so it can be purchased even on Amazon.com, all international, basically all international shipping and all that's included. It's a very low price. Purpose is so that it can get out. But today, by supporting it, by purchasing it, there is an e-transfer email right by the books, and the minimum is 20. You can give any amount on top. It's up to you, but that's what we placed it at. And we do encourage everyone, whoever's here, to just get anything from the beautiful collections that are here in Ustora and also the cafe. And the tangerines are there for everybody. So that's it. Thank you all for your time, your energy, your presence, and your love. Thank you, Divaan. Thank you, Ustora.
Thank you.
And we would love it actually, if anybody wants to just pose with the book, that will help us get the book out more. So just a picture with the book, we'll have our camera person there.
Maliha, are you taking us to Broadway? It's Manny Nasri from LA, Hollywood's legend. You know, DiCaprio and De Niro and Al Pacino read the Shahada on his hand. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it.
What a small world and 0 degrees. I walked in,
Like that. That's beautiful. I admire that. Well, that's why I said in the beginning, I have to explain the garb and the quantity. Yes, we are. Despite, okay, yeah. Oh, you are safe. Good drinking words, I love that.
Yes, yes, of course. At your table.
I had a table outside the classroom.
Yes. I couldn't forget you. I was admiring what you know this young lady.
I was waiting for the rain on the left.
You didn't I'm leaving on Sunday. Zalman said about what I wrote. Yeah, I know. Too deep. It's really, really lovely to see you again. It's been a long time.
I'm keeping it in the purse. I'm not going to read it to anyone.
At the time, in boats and all that. So when they opened the orange, it was still juicy. Because it was protected by the sun.
We're going to be having a group pick. This, and then we're going to have Dave, are you joining? You have to, yes. Yeah, because you need more space. Not everyone can fit there.
Is that a Gia? That's such a cool person. Gia, where did you get the Miss Yours?
No, it's a Barbie purse. Right.
Ahmed keeps saying Gia.
No. This is Barbie. Well, it's definitely not Miss Piggy.
Sorry, it's Piglet. I'm joking. Okay, they want to take a pic with you.
I know, but I'm trying to post this.
Okay.
You're the king of Palestine. Everyone grab a book. No, hold on. Hold the book. Yeah, everyone grab a book in the photo. Do you have a one? Yeah. Here, there's one for you too.
Keep that smile all the time because it's $1 million.
It's like as if there's a Christmas tree in the back.
How about you get in?
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it again.
Or you go, just holding the book.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a book. Grab a book and drop it. Where's the book? It's just right there. She's got them all collected there. So they go there.
I've always had more red flags. It's actually not as good. I do not.
And the speaker, whoever's saying this, they hear them say it. Maybe we just look at it. Yeah. If you open the book, whoever wrote it, these are different people, right? No, you would hear them in yeah. Like figure it out eventually, but like the person, I mean, it could be also like that. You just scan it. Like a baby book. You can also you can literally you can scan it like whatever. So as you scan it, it goes straight into the it goes straight to like a link where you can hear them say it.
Let's share the idea of my mom. It's a good idea. It's a good. It's weird. It just came, eh?
I was just like, and I was like, because I was, if you can hear, because the thing is, this is not live until it's heard by the person. Like, if I give you my thing, you would read it.
It's not live without the person.
Because, like, look how they're attached, like, this is their story, right? So, like, when because we're not hearing the words, we're hearing the pain and the emotion. But if you were to, like, link the person who wrote it, and we listen to it, now we're hungry to know.
It's amazing. That's a genius idea.
Because now the QR code is so easy.
We're gonna pitch this to my mom. Really, thank you for coming here. It means a lot to me. I don't have any friends in Canada. Now tell me this. You saw what I said. You heard my whole thing about the You heard my thing. Did you understand how radical it is? Did you get just how radical it is? I'm trying to say like making a real painting or whatever. Real painting because of this nice detail. That's what I was trying to directly subliminally. No, you didn't get it.
He's trying to paint, using his blood to paint the world in red paint.
Like love for his wife.
Love for his wife?
The love that he has in making him do this. What if he just wants to protect his beloved and serve his young wife? Because of that, he wants to protect his manifesting. So come here, let's talk to him. He didn't understand.
Bibi, it was very lovely meeting you, lovely being here with you. So lovely to be
It is. don't you bring her back for Hanukkah? Why don't you tell everyone you're Jewish? Oh, Hanukkah. That's why you're bringing Mazal back, right? 26th of December. Hanukkah. Oh, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, I came after the Jews.
No, you said you have a little bit 1%. I told you.
I can definitely go
Not really, I'm definitely Jewish. Unless you do DNA, I can't do it.
My mom said when you were young in Toronto, they used to say, oh, you Jewish guy, because you and your brother used to dress like everyone.
No, this is the thing. When I used to go out to work, I used to wear a black hat. So they thought I was a rabbi.
You're gonna have to give some more.
All your pictures, you're not showing your face. There's something wrong with you. There is
So this is your grandfather's Colonel Snob. That's his that's his eldest son.
His eldest son?
Like oldest? How many kids?
3 guys, 2 girls. Colonel Snob had oh, did you meet my friend Manny?
No, hello Manny, I'm Sarah.
He's an actor. He's an actress? No, an actor. He's an actor. And she's a journalist from our family's 105-year-old newspaper. Random on the...
No, he's just BSing you. I'm none of these things. I'm a teacher. I'm none of these things that he's saying.
No, but you both are very, like, expressive. That's what I'm trying to convey here.
Okay.
No, like the way I joke with you, I joke with him all the time.
Yeah.
But he tells me often. He told me last night, like, you can't say triggering things in public. Because I was trying to explain to him what I tried to send you on WhatsApp, the photo of Netanyahu and his wife. And what I want to say here tonight, but I wasn't able to fully say it, is that maybe his intense love to protect his beloved, his wife, is making him do this to the world.
No.
You never know, right?
No. You know, they're both monsters. They're engaging in a genocide.
I know.
Right? So nobody in the world is really saying what they're doing is right, and it has nothing to do with religion. They're engaging in a genocide.
To make money or whatever.
Right? Both of them equally are responsible. The person who does it is responsible, and the person who condones it or is complicit in it is also responsible. It's a genocide. It's to wipe out a whole ethnicity. It's ethnic cleansing.
Yeah. So he has free will. Like he's doing it.
Everyone has free will. Everybody has free will, of course. So what he's doing is absolutely humane, and the whole world is protesting against him.
I know, they are.
The whole world.
But he's somehow getting away with it, which is crazy to me. Like, it's fascinating. How's he pulling it off? Like, that's funny.
No, this morning Trump has said that he needs to stop. Now, hopefully he will. I don't know if he will or won't, but he's given him the thing that you need to stop.
Like he had a plan. They're never going to stop. They want to take over all of that, whatever plan he had in the beginning before the October. So he's like, they're taking over. They'll never be arrested. Middle Eastern will never be arrested. There's not, because they've been at it for so long. 20 years in Afghanistan. Like, they're not going to stop because they're going to suck them. They want to make it unstable so they can take everything and sell their soul to them, right? But then this thing will never stop. This earth was never meant to be comfort. Like, no one's going to find comfort here. We're not going to find
That's
comfort.
very philosophical,
I don't
right?
think we're going to find comfort here, just because it's not supposed to be a place of comfort. It's a test and trial, and right, what are we going to do in these times? So what did you do? What did you do with what was happening? Did you voice?
Yeah.
We're all scared.
So in Canada we have freedom, right?
Yeah.
Canada's recognized the state of Palestine as their own state.
Prime Minister did.
Yeah, he did.
Carney.
Yeah, Mark Carney did recognize Palestine as a free state and its own state.
It's good.
Right? Which is a step forward. So I mean, I think in Canada we do. You definitely may not have that freedom if you were in America, for sure. Right? You can't recognize anything or say anything against the Trump administration. Trump just kind of goes back and forth.
Yeah, but all is fair in love and war, right?
Be careful. Yeah,
No, like I love that quote because it's so true. Like I felt it in my own journey of life, and because I think God's like letting Netanyahu get away with it, right? I think Allah's totally like chill. No, like God's giving Netanyahu breath every night. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Netanyahu was in heaven with Hitler and all that. But maybe they get forgiven. I don't know how it works. Like seriously, I wouldn't be surprised. No, I'm serious. Like, what if Netanyahu's daughter was your best friend? Like, what is it from high school? No, from high school. Imagine you're like best friends. Oh, just think about it. Because his son's in Miami, we can meet the guy. Like,
okay, did you just hear what I said? He's a monster. He's enabling a genocide, if not leading it.
no, it's bad.
Okay? I don't think you actually are comprehending what ethnic cleansing and genocide is.
I'm just trying to because I know he was a little infant in a daycare once. He was a cute kid, right?
Don't do
so I'm like,
that.
Because I'm
every adult is responsible for their behavior. It has nothing to do with childhood. Don't even get into that. He's an adult, fully responsible for his behavior. Fully responsible and accountable. And the whole world is telling him what he is doing is wrong, and he still continues to do it. This is about power.
Yeah.
This is all about power, nothing more.
Yeah, he's hungry for more and more. He probably will never get satisfied anyways. Apparently, I found out he's running the Ukraine war too or something.
I don't know about all the conspiracy theories, but I'm definitely going to say what's happening right now.
Yeah.
He's a monster. If you really want to get some perspective, listen to Candace Owens, because she talks against him, but she is so intelligent and has all her facts in line. Candace Owens, yeah. You know what? She speaks out against him, but so brilliantly, because she's got such intelligent arguments to support everything. She knows the history, she knows the context, she knows America's role, everything. And she has interviewed a lot of people, learned from a lot of people, so she's absolutely brilliant, right? But you need to be a little bit more careful in terms of what you're saying, because it's not right.
But I feel like if I was in New York and I said it, they would accept it because they want to feel
they wouldn't.
heard.
No,
the Jews. The Jews.
You would get arrested if you were in America at this moment.
As a Canadian?
Yeah, you can't talk like this.
And
You know
this is
what?
not a
So
Jewish
just stop.
statement.
No, but what about the Jews? They would respect.
No, but this is not
No,
a
they
Jewish
wouldn't,
statement.
because Jews are against it.
It's
You want me to
you're
tell you the
talking a
biggest-
Zionist. You're talking. Yeah, go ahead.
No, please continue. I just interrupted. It's the aunt in me getting pissed off.
Yeah, she's like my cool aunt. Yeah.
You know what? Dr. Gabor Mate, he's a Jewish Canadian. He speaks out as a Jewish person against what Israel is doing. This is land occupation, ethnic cleansing, exactly what happened to the indigenous peoples in Canada. It's absolutely wrong. Absolutely. So not all is fair in love and war is not true. That is absolutely not true. No, so I think the quote was that, you know what, if you like somebody, you know what, you can have a little bit of that, maybe, you know, battle or whatever while you're chasing that person. It's a very old saying, but you can't apply it right now and say everything's fair. No, you can be charged with war crimes. And Netanyahu is charged as a war criminal for war crimes because he's overstepped the marks of what is ethically allowed in war. So all is fair in love and war is not.
Oh, so he doesn't qualify for that.
That's not a real pussy. Like that quotation is just.
I'm looking at it like it's a
He's a
revolution.
war criminal. He's in charge as a war criminal by the UN. Yeah, because he's got the support of America. So long as he has the support of America, he is protected. And that's all it is.
He's lucky. He's so lucky. Where is it? Because
No, he's not lucky. You know what? These
one day
things come out.
Karma will.
These things come out, they play out. Unfortunately, it's coming at a very high cost. But nobody's lucky. You know what? All our actions come out in some way or the other.
But do you think that Trump believes in him, or he
just like playing along? Like, do you think Trump's gonna?
Trump is a salesman. Trump's just out to like, he's for power, he's just a salesman. He's just doing what he needs to do for the people, the adulation. I mean, Trump is not cut out to be a president. He is a businessman. You know what? He's just in way over his head. And he just came at a time that was, it just made sense. Because
Trump's not registering at all, so like, he's just kind of like, yeah.
no, it's not, yeah, like, I don't think he cares. If you're asking me if Trump cares, no, he doesn't care. This is not something that's going to concern him. He just doesn't care. You know, it's just...
I wonder if his daughter tied Trump like, hey, grandpa, like, what do you want to do about Palestine? I wonder, like, what he responds to
I
his
don't think
grandma.
that they care. Why would they care? How does this impact their life? Right? Like, how does it impact their life in any way? It's only certain places and certain contexts that people are talking about it. People that are on social media are getting access to all these images. They're talking about it. If you're in academic settings, it is a huge discussion. There are protests all over. If you're living in main cities like the GTA, there's protests all over. You go to Union Station, there's protests. By Square One, there's protests. That's how people are becoming aware of the situation, researching it, and you know, and people are talking about it. But it's only in highly diverse populations. You get into non-diverse populations, and there is no conversation. Does it impact?
They don't even know what's going on.
No, I mean, I think people know about the war, everyone knows, but it's not something that impacts them, right? So, yeah.
The other day, if there was a trade or if there was a ship from here, I would have went on the ship to Palestine if I knew about the ship that's leaving Toronto. I know there was a ship coming from here. But I swear, I'm not the type of guy that would have. Just so that you know. Just support Palestinians, not to go.
I'm sure you can take a plane to go, because you don't need a ship to go.
No, you don't really ship, but also there's a ship going on.
No, you can take a plane and take a ticket and go.
Not to Palestine, I don't even get it right. No,
You need to get to Jerusalem.
Yeah, Tel Aviv.
Yeah, Tel Aviv, right?
I could do that. Maybe we could all.
No, you can go by yourself. I feel like you're trying to seek attention.
No, I'm genuinely, like, seriously, look, I love them both. I just think the Jews and the Christians and also
I think you get there and you wouldn't even know what side to fight on.
Yeah, probably. I mean, no, because I just love all humanity, right? Like, I really love all humans because I think all humans are beautiful.
It's not about loving human beings. You have to be able to critique behavior. It has nothing to do with the person. You're critiquing the behavior. Separate it. You can love the human being and respect them for being human, but you have to be able to critique the behavior, that what is acceptable and unacceptable. The minute you're harming another person, it is unacceptable, period. No one has the right to harm another human being, right? And so what they're doing is absolutely, and it's not even that it's a war. This is a genocide, it's ethnic cleansing. They want to remove all the Palestinians completely, wipe out the whole ethnicity.
He thinks he's God or something. I think he can't ultimately put them in extinct. He can't figure. He can't.
I mean, you had concentration camps once upon a time that eliminated thousands, hundreds and thousands, millions, right, of Jews. Of course, it can be done. It's not that it can't be. We have history to show that it can be done. Yeah, right. So it can be done. It's not that it can't. You know, and ultimately, where are they going to go? No Arab country wants the Palestinians. Where are they going to go? At least with the Jews, they were able to migrate to different parts of Europe. They came to New York. Like, they were able to, some of them were able to save themselves. Where are the Palestinians going to go? No Arab country wants them. You know, and yeah, it's not easy. It's a very difficult place.
We pray for love.
Okay. Yes, these are both my daughters, older, younger.
Yeah, actually. Are you playing with?
She looks more like my not my father. I would say she's like a little bit. She looks more like me. Yeah, I know. I don't know.